As we speak, China is conducting assault drills near Taiwan after what it calls provocations. Taiwan says these drills are part of a pressure campaign, as China says it has anti-submarine aircraft warships and fighter jets in the area. They love to do this. Taiwan officials say the Chinese military wants air supremacy over the area to intercept information from the U.S. and the Japanese. They want to flex, especially right now. This all comes as the Chinese government claims the U.S. will abandon Taiwan like it did in Afghanistan. Let's welcome in now Gordon Chang, author of The Great U.S.-China Tech War and the Coming Collapse of China. Gordon, great to see you.
Thanks, John.
You know, obviously there's been a lot of conversation about China's designs on Afghanistan. That does create its own challenges given the history of other empires and their desires on Afghanistan. What I think is more interesting and more dangerous here is the situation in the Taiwan Straits, and where China clearly sees an opportunity here to take something that had always been a hypothetical situation, but now is an actuality. The Taiwanese people, they've seen the, especially under President Biden, just completely turn their backs on Afghanistan. And China, the CCP, as it has a tendency to do, is now leveraging this situation and trolling the Taiwanese people. They're dead serious about this, though, Gordon. They see an opening here, don't they?
Well, they certainly do, because the last 48 hours, the propaganda from China has been unrelenting and it has been malicious. And it's not only telling the people in Taiwan that the United States won't defend them. This is a message to all American friends and partners. And Beijing is also saying, John, that the United States cannot stand up to China anymore. So this really is a message to the United States that we can no longer deter them. And of course, nothing ever good happens when deterrence fails.
We can, look at what happened in Afghanistan, too, but we've been trying to talk about this and stress the importance of the way the Biden administration has turned its back on Hong Kong as well. These things, China sees these things as, what they can expect from the Biden administration: capitulation and appeasement. They saw it with these same players, the, Jen Psaki's, Jake Sullivan's, the Anthony Blinkens. They were all involved in the Obama administration as well. And this is what we saw under the Obama administration, but times 10, isn't it, Gordon?
Well, it certainly is. And right now, Beijing is going to try to take advantage of this, because yesterday, Foreign Minister Wang Yi spoke with Tony Blinken, our Secretary of State, and said, look, we'll help arrange a quote unquote soft landing in Afghanistan for you if you adopt pro-Beijing policies. And, you would normally think that an American administration wouldn't fall for something like that. But nonetheless, with the Biden administration in now an apparent freefall, we got to be concerned. And John, American presidents, all of them make grievous mistakes. The question is, how do they recover from them? And President Biden, going back to Camp David yesterday, just the optics are horrible. And it's horrible not just for the American people, but for people around the world.
Right. You never see President Xi sitting by himself at a table, alone in a room with video feeds in. He's always surrounded by people, and especially in a military situation, the message you want to at least project to the world is that the commander-in-chief is not going it alone. But Gordon, the reports are that Biden is going it alone here. He's been briefed by his intelligence community. He's been warned by his military commanders, but he's chose to proceed this way. It's hard to listen to the Biden administration continue to deflect from this, knowing how our enemies see it. And, China has got to be licking their chops right now.
Well, certainly. And we've got to be concerned that this is not just China. This is also Russia, Iran, North Korea, possibly Venezuela. All of these countries are going to act. And once one of them acts, the others are going to take advantage of the situation, whether they're acting in coordination or not. Yeah. They are going to work together one way or another. And that means conflict can spread around the globe.
One thing we've also seen, Gordon, is when North Korea falls off kind of the problem areas of the world, when they're not getting the attention that they think they demand, they start to get provocative as well. Do you expect to hear them some more bellicose, saber rattling, perhaps even more nuclear tests?
Well, I think that they will test again, because they've had this long period where they've been able to work on their missiles and nukes, but they really probably want to validate their designs. Right now, both Beijing and North Korea are engaged in a coordinated propaganda campaign about the U.S.-South Korea military drills. And so we can expect something to occur. The one thing, though, John, about North Korea right now is that it is in dire straits. Its economy has been racked by COVID-19, by the fall off in trade. And so I don't know how that's going to push Kim Jong-un, but clearly this is a regime in Pyongyang that is in trouble.
Yeah, well, when you've seen the history of the Biden administration willing to work with Iran and send over $150 billion to Iran at a time when they were on the brink, there's a moral hazard here based on what we've seen historically from the Biden administration. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, and by squeaky wheel, we mean terrorists and totalitarian governments when it comes to this administration. Gordon Chang, great to see you as always. Thanks so much.
Thank you, John.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.